And is gold something that you believe that should be a part of your portfolio right now?
Well, it should be, because obviously, there is still a lot of political noise that's going on. And I think the one thing that a lot of people do still overlook is the fact that, could inflation potentially come back maybe later this year or early next year? That is something, that could come back. With low oil prices that we've had over the past couple of years, a lot of people have kind of, forgotten this I word, right? A lot of people have just forgotten, hey, inflation might potentially creep back in, especially if, let's say, U.S. growth does pick up from a lot of these things which Trump wants to implement, whether it be tax cuts and trying to have lavish spending on infrastructure projects. If that happens, potentially inflation could happen, and having gold as part of your portfolio could potentially hedge some of that inflation risk.
Okay, certainly may hedge the inflation risk. What about all of the other noise that's out there at the moment, particularly when it comes to the Trump administration? What that means not just for US equity markets, but of course for global equity markets, because it is having an impact.
We think that's a lot of political noise.
It is.
But again, it's not really, sort of market noise thing.
It's not, but it's influencing the markets, so you still need to take it into account.
And we think the markets are actually, overlooking a lot of the positives that's happening right now here in Asia. In particular, when you sort of look at valuations here in Asia are very attractive at about 12 times earnings. You've got very strong earnings growth as compared to what we have in Europe as well as in the US. So there's a lot of things we think people are overlooking. Earnings growth are recovering, and they have been recovering since the second half of 2016. And, potentially with, let's say, stronger U.S. growth from a lot of these policies that Trump might implement, that could actually help a lot of the Asia exporters here in Asia in 2017.